Excuse me. Hey, it is me, unapologetically T, and today is the last day of April, and I started this challenge of doing this poetry. So it was a prompt each day, and it was definitely challenging some days. Some days it was definitely challenging, but I found that the days that was most challenging were the days that I was able to produce some very unique stuff. And I think all my poetry is definitely unique. No one shares the same exact story or insight or experiences as me, even though we can have shared experiences. We literally can go through the same exact thing, and still two people can go through the same thing, and our perspectives and our views and what we gathered and learned from that can be different. That's something I always talk with my daughter about, like, okay, well, like, we both just experienced this, like, what are your feelings on it? And it's just amazing to see like what she gains from a certain situation and what I gain from it, and putting it together. Sometimes it is, the reason is like that is so we can piece things together, and be even more knowledgeable and more powerful. So I don't know, April definitely was a powerful month. um it was a powerful month. I did a lot of energy work in not only just April but March. I've been doing a lot of energy work and energy healing since all of this began, but like March and April have been profound for me. March, I'm so tired. Like literally March was Ramadan. There was a lot of downloads, a lot of just coming back to self. And then it was like April. Say it's not, it was, oh my God. I'm gonna have to head on now. All right. So I'm back. Literally when I say these bugs be fucking me up, I love nature, but I'm trying to reconnect back to the bugs, and this is one of them bugs I ain't playing with. A wasp just flew in the car, and I was like, well, you can have this shit. Like, I'm not fighting you over this car. It is yours. I did get out and try to let the doors open so he could eventually fly his way out, but nigga, I'm not fighting with you. I'm good. It's yours. It's broke down anyway. So it's like literally you can have it. So, what I was about to say. I think I was talking about like just these profound like downloads and revelations, and moments of purging too, like just being able to, I know when I first started this journey, like I would talk about stuff that happened in my relationship, but I still wouldn't talk about it with like friends and family. Just noticing that growth, like I'm able to talk about more things that happen within that relationship and navigating that. you know Back then there was a part of me that loved my partner, and also there was a part of me that was severely damaged and hurt by my partner, and so on, throughout my whole life story is like just being hurt by these people that I love, and just wanting to move forward from that, understanding that it is okay that I might have moments where I need to talk about that or feel whatever I need to feel from that situation, and not feeling like, I can't honor both. Like, I can't miss him because he caused so much damage, or I can't dislike him because he's passed away. Like, so it's just so many things that I've come to terms with that I was grappling with and battling with, and I was putting to the side. But yeah, like no longer will I hide my grief. I feel like all of us have lost something or someone. Grief comes up not only in death, grief comes up in, mourning your old self. Grief comes up on missed opportunities. Grief comes up on breakups. Grief comes up on all kinds of situations where there's a feeling of loss, grief comes up. So what I've learned throughout this whole journey is to not push grief away. It doesn't mean that I don't do it. I think we all try to, and grief has a way of, even if you push grief away, grief can come back at any time. So I always find that it is better to ride the waves of grief. I am going to cry in public. I am going to mourn in public. I am going to grieve in public. And I don't just mean this on this video. I mean that if I am out in public and I am having a fucking moment, let's normalize people being okay with that. Because grief hits anywhere. Like if you've experienced abusive situations, grief can hit anywhere. Like grief can hit you at the grocery store. I know the grocery store, people don't think about this, but it was a traumatic experience for me. Going to the grocery store was a traumatic experience for me. It was trauma based around the foods that was picked out. And it wasn't just the grocery store. It's like, it is a trigger to a memory or a moment that was traumatizing. So like, it was that, you know, like the fear of like somebody getting locked up because this nigga used to steal all the time out the stores. Even when he had money, like he just steal. Like that nigga just had that shit in him. Like, and I'm just like, I only was still to survive. Like he was still because he could. And I just never understood it. I was like, sir, like, you literally can pay for this. Like, but I don't know. So, and it's like I would be triggered just to go to the fucking grocery store. Even if he wasn't there. Like, I just would be triggered. Definitely around certain foods, certain food items. Triggering. And I'm just learning that, like, if I feel triggered, if I'm having a moment, I'm gonna cry in public. Like, you about to start seeing me cry in public. Like, I don't know where we've become as a world where we can't even cry, and then you got white women over here weaponizing their tears, but black women can't be vulnerable, and black women can't show emotions. Black men can't be vulnerable, and black men can't show emotions, but you literally got women over here weaponizing their tears to get people locked up and killed. But I can't cry because I literally am hurting. I literally am having a moment. Bullshit. Let's normalize black people having feelings. Let's normalize that. Let's normalize it not being strong just because you are holding all this shit in. I literally posted a video the other day of Zara Neale Hurston. They literally, I don't know if I'm gonna say it the same way she said. Y'all know my brain. It gets the gist of shit. So she was like, you know, basically like holding all this stuff in, basically like they will literally say, because you're silent, like you were silent, that literally you enjoyed what was happening to you because you never spoke out on it, because you never said anything. They'll literally watch you die from all that stress, all that pain, all that abuse, all that anything that they give you that is not healthy for your body, your mind, your soul, or your spirit. Like they literally will watch you suffer in silence. And then once you die, say you enjoyed it. Like, want nothing wrong, because like they would have said something. Knowing damn well that like this society is fucked up. This society is wrong. These family units are wrong. And it's not all of them. Some people are really doing this shit right. But there's a lot of people doing it wrong. Oppression is literally legal, but the resistance against oppression is illegal. And yet we're still here literally allowing this to be as it is. And, you know, I am just me. I would never say I'm nobody ever again, but I'm just me. My platform ain't big enough yet to spark any, you know, type of uproar in anyone. But at the same token, I still don't care. Even if my platform was, even if I had money attached to my platform being what it was, like, I wouldn't care. I have to speak my mind. I cannot fold on my morals and my principles. I got to stay true to myself. I feel like once you start to speak less because of fear of losing money or losing viewers or losing followers, you're selling your soul. And that's just how I can see it and say it. You're selling yourself. So I literally will always speak out against oppression and possession over this planet and the people. I made a post on my Instagram about how witchcraft is how white men stole, raped, drained this land and the people, and tricked them into thinking that a white savior was coming to save them, when the white savior wasn't even white. The white savior was described as something completely different in the Bible, yet and still we're literally looking at an image of a person that doesn't match what the Bible they gave us says. That's so contradictory in itself, and so many people have allowed that to go on in itself that sometimes I wonder how many more years will we be here suffering, waiting for the white savior to come save us, and when it's all a consciousness, and Jesus is a consciousness. Jesus is already within us. Jesus is already risen. Jesus flows through us. Like, we have to come together and save ourselves, because we have Jesus consciousness in us. And sometimes I'm deeply concerned and worried, but then I'm not, because I trust God and I trust the process. But it just amazes me of how we can call everything witchcraft that they taught us to call witchcraft. African spirituality is not witchcraft. Yeah, you can have good and bad things in any practice. And any practice, you can have good or bad things, like good or bad people, good or bad entities, spirits. You can have that in any practice that you have, any religion that you have, any of that. But some kind of way, like down the line, we were taught to hate our own spirituality. We were taught to hate ourselves. We were taught to hate our full features. We were taught that to have them was, ugly. We was taught to have this brown skin was a stain. Literally, you have Mormons preaching about how if you were born black, like you were born black as punishment. Like, no, the only reason being black is a punishment is because of white people. White supremacy. And I'm not talking about all white people. I know that white people are so fucking fragile when it comes to this, and it's not my problem. I'm learning that it is not my problem to empathize with your fragile ass feelings when I'm literally living a shit life sometimes because of white supremacy. So you're literally living a shit life because of white supremacy, but because you get certain privileges over us, like, you can't even tell. But you're being colonized as well. And it's like you're being colonized just to have a bump up over someone, when literally you're still not in the receiving that those over us are in. And so it's just amazing. It's amazing that we literally look at witches as bad, when witches literally just want to utilize the earth that God gave them to heal, to, heighten their powers. Like, everybody has gifts. Everybody in this planet has gifts. It's just, have you tapped into them? Have you activated them? Do you believe in yourself? Everybody has a gift. Whatever your gift is, whatever your passion is, that's your gift. That's your superpower. Some people have more than others, and that's fine. You never know what people had to do or go through in life to obtain those gifts. Like, God tests us, God sends us through trials and tribulations, and you just never know. So don't envy the next person about their gifts. Appreciate yours. And so I literally have realized that there has been this this demonization of witches. And I'm not saying that there aren't bad witches. I know that there are bad witches. There are bad people in the spiritual community. But however, what we're failing to realize that is, if you're religious, you're supposed to be spiritual. Like, if you're religious, you're supposed to be spiritual. It's just that not every spiritual person is religious. But if you're religious, you are supposed to be a spiritual being. Like, you're supposed to be a spiritual person. And so it kind of confuses me that, like, we do this witch hunting and this demonization of anyone who uses the roots, which is literally the herbs. You do know that the medicine that these scientists are making, that they're basically like making them like 100 times more potent, originate from the earth. Like, it literally originates from the earth. It originates from the earth. Root work, herbs, that is the original medicine. That is the original medicine. It works. It works. It's just that literally scientists in a lab, pharmaceutical companies literally make those medicines more potent. I do say that I am a believer in both. You cannot believe in Western medicine and not believe in utilizing the herbs from the earth, because literally they're using plant medicine. They're just putting chemicals with it to make it a lot more potent, which also in turn causes so many fucking side effects and so many things that can go even more wrong. However, I believe in both. I believe that Western medicine can be utilized in a good way. However, because we live in such a capitalistic society, they are no longer trying to give medicines to heal. They are giving medicines to mask situations. It keeps a revolving door of us coming back. So even though they know that they can use these medicines to cure and all that stuff, they are literally not. If you think that we have come this far in technological advancement and we don't have cures for certain stuff, you are very naive. You have some more learning to do. Literally, what they know, they could actually cure diseases. And just from our foods alone, if we had the proper foods, which once again comes from the earth, we literally wouldn't be having the problems we're having. But they will demonize the original. They will always demonize the original. I think it's fine time that we know who our enemy is. And our enemy is anything or anyone against the liberation of the people and the earth. Like, the earth, number one, we have to live here. If we do not take care of this planet, we will not be here. This planet will still be here, but we won't be here. We won't be here. This planet will still be here, but we won't. And it's prime time that we wake up and we realize that, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And me, I'm not in the business of convincing. I do sometimes find myself, worried about what people are going to think about what I say, or is anyone going to receive this or understand what I'm saying. I've come to a revelation in April that I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm here to speak to those who can hear me. I'm here to speak to those who can feel me. I'm here to let you know that it's going to be okay. I'm here to let you know that you're not alone in your thinking. Like, you woke up and you was like, what in the world did I wake up to? I'm letting you know, like, you are not alone. I am here for you. I'm not here for anyone who has opposing views. Like I've said in previous videos, I do not mind constructive criticism. I do not mind being corrected on a fact. But when you want to check me on something that is my opinion or my experience, you lose me there. You lose me there big time. Now, if we're in person and you want to have conversation and discussions, we definitely can. You want to pick my brain, I can pick yours. We definitely can do that. But for the sake of this platform, I'm not here to convince. I'm not here for anyone to understand me. I'm here for you to hear me and feel me. And if you do understand after that, I'm happy. I'm happy, because that means that you're not alone and I'm not alone. Like, and we're seeing this shit in similar views. So, but yeah, like, you demonize witchcraft, and witchcraft is literally, white men literally killed a bunch of white women because, and because basically they were practicing from the earth. They've killed my ancestors for practicing. That's why hoodoo exists. Hoodoo exists because my African ancestors literally realized that they were going to incorporate their African spirituality with Christianity. Like, if you have someone who has a prayer closet, that literally is the equivalent to me having my altar in my closet. Like, I'm literally not being demonic. I am worshiping my ancestors the same way you fucking go to the grave and put flowers on the grave. I'm not worshiping, excuse me, I misspoke. I am honoring my ancestors. I am paying homage to my ancestors. I'm not worshiping. I'm not like, oh, hail, Dante, oh, hail, Grandma Sarah. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I am literally having a moment of remembrance of what impact they had in my life and what impact they had on this world. It is nothing wrong with that. Like, that is not demonic. So the same way you go sit with the grave is the same way I'm going to speak to mine in spirit, and I'm going to have offerings that are flowers sometimes. Sometimes it is some candy that they used to like. It is just an appreciation. But I don't pray to them. I pray to God. I appreciate and I pray for them. I pray for that. I pray for them in the way that they assist me on this realm of life. Like, we've just gotten so far removed from spirit. Like, we're proclaiming to be spiritual people, but we're demonizing it in the same sense. And I'm not gonna demonize myself anymore. Shit, I can have demon time, but I'm not demonizing myself. I'm not gonna hate myself, and then that does make me go into demon time when I hate myself, because I'm not seeing the good in me. So I just think that witchcraft is them stealing everyone's land. It's not just America. They went all around this planet colonizing everything, and they created this hive mind thinking where people can't think for themselves. They're just thinking for them. They're thinking to protect them, and they don't even realize it. Like, literally, if you think of a beehive and you think of the queen, like, whoever is at the top of this, who is milking everybody dry, everybody's literally working for them and don't even have a conscious thought or feeling of why and how. So, and it's not even beneficial to the whole hive. It's just beneficial to a few others. But I thank God that I was born a free thinker. I thank God that I would say I was born with a veil off of my eyes, but at the same token, because of the environments I was in, the veil I would prefer to have the veil on. And so, like, I had this option of, seeing shit for what it was, or literally being blinded. And I think sometimes there is some comfortability in ignorance is bliss. And now that I am where I'm at in life, I feel like there is so much more comfort. Because I think I used to feel like there was comfort in ignorance being bliss. Because knowing what you know and you can't do anything about it is kind of torturous. It's kind of torturous. Like, I know all these things are going on and I can't do anything about it. And it's like, now that I'm older and I'm much wiser, like, I would rather know. I would rather know who I'm dealing with, what I'm dealing with, and that way I can move accordingly. Even if I can't change everything, at least I can move accordingly. And once there's a community, we all can move accordingly. And there is a community. It's just about it's just about not getting too caught up on division and demonizing each other. Because if we begin to demonize each other, like, if we can't work together, and we begin to demonize each other or try to make other people go your way or do what you're doing, you become your oppressor, and nobody wants to work with you. So just being mindful of that. I can work with people whether I agree with them or not on certain things. But if you're into oppressing people and demonizing people, if you're into, you know, the culture of draining this planet for unnecessary reasons or things, I really don't. Those are things I can't look past. But yeah, like, there was a witch hunt. I mean, there was a demonization of being a witch, of African spirituality, of all these things, when I'm not gonna hide who I am. I'm not gonna hide it whatsoever. And I'm not gonna allow anybody to tell me what I can and cannot subscribe to. That's my prerogative. God gave me this path, this journey, this life, and be careful how you judge people. But what is witchcraft to me, since they want to demonize witchcraft, is how they came and stole all these different people's lands. Like, you have colonized lands from Africa, Asia, you even colonize your own people. Like, people don't talk about, that's the only time when y'all care, is when they start to colonize their own. But South America, like North America, excuse me, like, you colonize all these places. Like, people talk about Canada being such a great place. Like, literally, the French colonized Canada. Like, we just gonna act like these things didn't happen. We're not gonna pretend. We're not gonna stop pretending that, like, colonization didn't just happen all over this world and it didn't have a lasting effect on the people that you colonize. Like, that's bullshit. That's evil. You are the real evil. So if you're down with that, then you are the real evil. You are the real evil. So I can't turn a blind eye to that. What else was it? It was something else I wanted to talk about. I can't remember. Oh, Palestine is a big one. Congo is a big one that we're watching genocide happen. Sudan. And it's some more. It's some more that is just not getting the coverage that it deserves. But, like, we're watching genocide happen. So if you are watching the news or you're on social media, like, you can't, I would say on social media, the news is not covering genocide. Social media is covering genocide. And I still think it's whatever your algorithm is on. But for me, I stand with Palestine. I find it interesting that there are a lot of Christians in support of what is happening in Israel. When literally during Easter Sunday, Resurrection Day is what I call it, they literally were mistreating the Christian Palestinians. Yes, there are Christian Palestinians. It really shouldn't matter. It really shouldn't matter. No one deserves to be treated the way these innocent citizens were treated. We're taught to have compassion and empathy for the white Israelis, but we're not taught, because it's bigger than this just being Jews against this and that. Like, we literally have, it's basically Western colonization all over again. It's basically Western colonization all over again in the name of religion. And do that mean that I am for innocent citizens on the Israeli side dying? No, I'm not. I told y'all from the beginning, I am for the human race, and I think all this shit is wrong. However, I do know that what's happening in Palestine is far worse than what's going on the Israeli side. I do know that there are rules in war, and they have been broken on the Israeli side. I do know that they have been killing for thrill. They have been killing for thrill. There's videos of soldiers literally, taking bullets and putting them, on a pig because they know Muslims don't like pork, and they look at it as that's like haram. And it's like, that's sinister and sick. That's beyond I am fighting for a place in this world. That is sinister and sick. Seeing a small child in a car because you do have night vision and still deciding, you could tell that's a child just from the structure of the body heat, and you still decide to blow it up. Knowing that these are citizens. That's genocide. Genocide is literally basically wiping out a population of people, and so they don't exist anymore, or it's such a smaller population that it's like, you don't have to worry about them because they won't be an issue anymore. So we're literally watching genocide happen, and because it is white people against brown people, no one's outraged like they should be. And there are people that's outraged, but as a world, we're not. America has donated so much fucking money to these people for their war, and yet your own citizens are struggling. Your own citizens are struggling financially. We're struggling financially. But you donated all this money, and it's not even just a Trump and a Biden thing. Like, literally, the Biden administration donated all that money, gave all that money to Ukraine and to Israel. A lot of this shit is very deep. I do advise you to always, always, always understand that America will never be in war with anyone or promote or help or support anyone in war unless they were getting a benefit from it. Unless they thought that they were going to benefit from this. So, I don't know. I have been looking into some things, and I do know that one of Israel's biggest, one of their biggest financial gainings is diamonds. And also I know in Congo there is a lot of mining for like minerals and cobalt and all that stuff. So you got like kids losing their lives and just not having a life. Like, even if they're still living, the quality of that life is not what a quality of a child or a human period should be living. They're being pushed out of areas. Like, people are dying, people are starving to death, and we're literally using the phone that I'm using right now to record on. We're using these things and we're upgrading on them, because if you don't upgrade, the company will slow your phone down. So like, you're constantly like in this loop of buying these things that you don't need, when literally your phone is just fine as it was 5 years ago. It's just that the company that created a software so that you can't use your phone like you used to. So you're constantly upgrading. You constantly have these kids in these mining fields, mining for the resources so you can have your phone. And we just take so much shit for granted. Like, I never want to compare anybody's struggle. Never should. But we do take so much shit for granted. Like, there's genocides going on. There's people being demonized that aren't demons. And we're literally supporting the real evil. And when I say that, that doesn't mean that I feel like Israeli citizens are evil. But what I do feel like is that the people, the powers that be, that control them, that indoctrinate them, is evil. I really do. And I really don't care, because I don't subscribe to selling my soul. So like, I just want to speak from my soul, and my soul feels like nobody should have to die over who has ownership to a land that they weren't fucking on prior to them being here. I don't give a fuck about what you want to talk about back in the day. Were you there? Because the longevity and the time that they were there, like, it's literally, it was their land. That's like me having a piece of property, and because your whatever, I can't even buy into that Kool-Aid. I'm not even gonna buy into it. It's like me having a piece of property and you set some shit up with the government, and the government forces me to allow you into my land because you picked this place, that this is where you want to be at, and I let you in my backyard, but that ain't enough. So now you want to be in my house, and now you want me to get the fuck out my house. Like, it's insane. It's insane. It is so much entitlement in that. It's giving white man. It's giving colonization all over again. It's just, we're watching what we knew happen to the Native Americans, our ancestors, period. Like, just all of them. All of us have been colonized by white people mostly. Like, Asia, South America, the Caribbean islands, you got North America, Africa. We all know what this shit is. Like, we all have experienced it, and we're like watching it unfold, and no one's doing anything. And one of the questions that I asked God recently is, and I wasn't even asking from my perspective, it's like, I see this so much. Like, people be like, well, if God was all knowing, if God was, omnipotent, like, why isn't God doing anything about it? And it's like dope having this conversation with God. And it's like, God was like, people always ask that, but like, and I'm just being transparent and my little weird self. Like, so if you don't talk to God, if you don't hear God, that's on you. I do. So, literally, it was like this conversation about like, well, I can, but so can y'all. And it's like, I think we gotta stop getting into this business of thinking that we are powerless. We are powerful, and this is not going to stop until we stop it. Until we as a people, it can't happen on an individual level. The only part that can happen on an individual level is you getting yourself together so that you can become a part of the group that helps change these things. And there is people who are literally waking up and being a part of changing this world. So, but yeah, on the individual level, yes, get yourself straight. Make sure that you are, right within, and only you know what that looks like and feels like. Don't let nobody tell you what that looks like, feels like for you. But there is this collective being that can change the world and will, and God works and flows through them. And so when people are nagging about like, why don't God do it? And it's like, I flow through you so you can. Like, and it's like, it's just that simple. It's just that simple. We signed up to be here, and we all have a part to play. And I think it's completely normal for us to forget our way and forget why we're here or whatever. Just don't be distracted by evil. Evil will hide amongst those who do good. I find that evil loves to be amongst the good just so that you won't always identify them. And then evil will hide right there in front of you. Like, sometimes not even hiding. Like, just be right there in front of you. Right there in front of you. Orange as hell. But it's like, just right there. A red marquee sign. Like, evil here. Like, and then people will still miss the mark and be like, oh, but that can't be evil. Their shoes are shiny. Their hair is done nice. They still looking for, a red devil and a red tail. And the whole time, like, evil is within you. Evil is, within all of us. And you have to be able to spot your own evil. You got to be able to spot other people's evil. And you got to be able to spot, like, that pure fucking evil. And so I see right through it. Shit, I see right through it. And all I can do is continue to do my part. Continue to do my part. I've always played an integral role in this world and in this life, and I thank God for being chosen to be who I am, and I'm just on this journey, learning as I go, learning to be. I think I just did this poem, the poem of becoming, and that was powerful to me. Like, I felt like I could have done more with it, but it was like, just leave it alone. This is enough. And I'm no longer striving to becoming. I'm just striving to accept who I already am for today. That doesn't mean that I don't heal, I don't work on myself, I don't pay attention to myself. It just simply means that I am not hyper focused on being this person that I'm already gonna be. Like, I'm already gonna be her 10 years from now. Like, I've gotten to watch me skip through life and just rush through things and just see myself being who, I was going to be now. And it's like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to enjoy these moments. I want to have my memories. I don't want, my memories to be gone. And just because I just, was trying to get to the next point, the next, thing, the next version of myself. I already am. I already am a billionaire. I already am, I already am secure within. I already am all these things. I think sometimes we just get caught up on this material earth. I think you have to pay attention to both. But like, I already am spiritually rich. Like, I'm just here, and it'll manifest materially. I already am loved. I give love to myself. I don't have to panic and feel like I can't handle bills. Everything's already taken care of. Like, so it's just having this mindset of an abundant life already, and it allows me to enjoy life right now because I already am, and I already am who I want to be. I already am who I'm supposed to be. So focus on right now how things are. I do say take breaks from a lot of this stuff on the news. You might think that you're helping by consuming them and feeling bad and angry all the time. No, you're not helping anyone. You're exhausting yourself. You're draining yourself of your energy. That's why they do it. That's why they allow you to consume such sadness all the time, because they're harvesting your energy. They're fear mongering. They're rage baiting you. Got to get your energy some kind of way. So I would say, like, protect your peace. It's okay to be aware. It's okay to know what's going on. It's okay to donate to certain causes. It's okay to do all those things. But when you start to feel like it's taking over your actual life, I would say definitely consume less. But I'm for the people. I am for the people in so many various ways and meanings. I'm not for the oppression or possession of anyone. And I feel like there is a possession over people that is happening because they have drank the Kool-Aid of the masses, of the slave masses, and they're trying to perpetuate it and force it onto other people. So saying all of that, I'm gonna end this video. These are my thoughts. These are my beliefs. These are the downloads I receive, and I'm just gonna keep being me, no matter who doesn't like it. So that's all I can do, and I think that's the most freeing thing you can do in life, is just be yourself. That frees you up from a lot of shit. Like, just being, it's not even just being yourself, accepting yourself, radical acceptance of yourself, and forgiving yourself, loving yourself, no matter how you show up. Loving yourself. You can show up wrong as I don't know what. Like, I showed up wrong a lot of times, and I just still have to love myself. Like, I have to love myself, forgive myself, and work on the things that I don't like. That's it. There's a lot going on in this video. It goes from a lot of different places, but it all makes sense to me. So, I'm gonna get on off and go into this nice AC, fix me something to eat, and until we see each other again. Well, I can't see you. Maybe I can, but I don't know. I always like to think that my spirit, be having fun with other people's spirits. So who knows? Maybe I'll do see you. But all right, me and this dog gonna go eat.